to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Welcome to the Detroit Cast on a Thursday with Mike and Jay. Big E is here. Mickey is here. Poos is here. How are you, buddy?
Worn out to quite worn out.
You look really that bad?
I got to rally.
Yeah.
See what I can do here.
Red Bull stat E.
Yeah.
You look mighty shorn too. I barely recognize you.
Yeah. I don't know why today.
Yeah.
Decided to go for it.
Little tribute to our neighbors to the north.
Right.
Yeah. How are you, E? You had an interesting day yesterday on the air.
What do you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just normal day. I got just talking about the normal shit that happened in my past life.
I don't know why,
Did
but
anyone-
I loved yesterday's show.
Did you?
We didn't cover as much news, but we peeled a little more of the onion on E. And for some reason, that was so much more fun to me.
I thought a lot about the chick jeans.
So did I,
mean,
dude.
How do you survive
Dude,
it?
I'm telling you that.
I guess you don't, right?
You don't.
You become me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe from our perspective, that's an unsurvivable event. And by chick jeans, not just like, oh, those look feminine like.
No, they were.
But what
shit.
does unsurvivable mean? It means you turn into E. You
Right.
either kill yourself or you end up like E. So
Yeah.
No, but you know what though? I mentioned it after the show last night too, when you guys talked about that, and like this idea that I don't know, it seemed like Jay referenced even feeling bad for me maybe at one point. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I did. I know I did.
But like,
I did
dude,
too, for the
like,
record.
I'm telling
I
you,
still do.
I do as well.
I don't look back. Again, I know I don't remember every day of my life. You know, like those people have those memory where you can remember every day of your life. But I don't. I did not go home. I know I never went home and like cried or like just.
That's
my mom
part
would
of your
pick me up.
Mongolism, though. That's
I get it, but
explainable.
But I'm saying, but I would never went into my room and just like, I can't believe I'm so like I don't. It just never phased me that much.
It's like
as much
God
as
did
it's-
him a favor and went, I'm going to make him a mongoloid, but he's not going to have a clear recollection of how abused he was his whole life.
Right.
I mean,
Like he
could
took
be.
that ability to away or something.
Well,
It's weird.
I very clearly remember that school because the thing is, with me going to fourth grade and after fourth grade, not going to public school, I went to this monastery that was it was like 20 people in the whole school, one of those one classroom schools in a sense. So I was the oldest in this class.
How do you convince kids to go to a school like that? You know what I mean?
I don't think
Well,
they have a choice.
I didn't
But
have
how
it,
do you
yeah.
convince parents to take a
That's
kid
what
to
I
that
mean.
school? Yeah.
How do you recruit for something like that? So this
don't
is our
know.
classroom.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We're gonna have first graders through eighth graders in here.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a
It was-
community learning environment.
It's
And I did horrible, by the way, because there was no
We're
structure.
unaccredited.
There was not a lot of structure
You
to
will
it.
not be able to proceed to high school. You'll have to go back and do eighth grade in public school.
Right.
There was not a
But other than that, it's a win-win.
well, there was not a strong work ethic that was built into me for sure by that. But my point is though, by doing that, I didn't learn a lot of things that like kids learn, and so I remember like
He missed between fourth and eighth grade essentially.
seventh grade.
It's pretty formative shit.
Yeah.
No, but even so much so that I remember even being at this Christian school, as I said, and like, I mean, this all happened this first
when
month.
you say
So
Christian school, really quick,
it
I
was
don't mean to interrupt.
Lutheran. It was Lutheran.
But what does that mean? Does that mean you study the Bible all day? Or
No, it was
is there
a-
religion sprinkled in with?
That's what it was. It was a normal school. You did have a religion class. Like you had normal periods, like 7 periods in a day or 6, whatever the number are. But you did have a religious class. I think it was like a few times a week. And we totally did do like, learn our catechism or something. But
Catechism was brutal. I had to do that one
But
year.
mostly it was just, I think, a way for parents that were religious to have their kids, quote unquote, be in an environment that was not public school and where kids are listening to, as if these kids weren't listening to stuff. But my point was though, like, I missed not only like educational stuff, but I missed stuff that you just learned. And I very visibly remember, I mean, these all happened in this first month, like wearing these chick jeans, blah, blah, blah. I remember kids trying to give me into jokes about if I like swallowed or spit. And I didn't know what they were talking about.
So
like,
you
I didn't
agreed.
I didn't even know what a blowjob. Like I didn't know what that was. And so here I am. And
So you're just like, yeah, swallow.
I kind of like I didn't
guess.
know. I didn't know
Oh,
what to do.
Fell right into that
And
one.
these kids, like, they knew each other for so long, and they're in 8th grade, and they, I don't know.
I remember being in grade school back at that age. I know what you're talking about when you're playing Smear the Queer, but you don't know what a queer is, and you don't know what a blowjob is, but you've heard the word.
Yeah.
And I remember being in. We were in elementary school because it was a classroom that had a bathroom in the classroom,
Mm-hmm.
so you could just go to the John. It might have been 3rd grade or something, and kids, like all the guys being excited because they had a guy's bathroom and a girl's bathroom in the room,
Right.
and it was one of those like, oh yeah, so and so's giving blowjobs in the bathroom, and the kids would laugh and make fun of him. And this kid was sitting in the urinal, and other kids would go up with a broomstick like at their crotch, and he would just go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and but
Wait,
nobody.
he was sitting in a urinal.
He would in the shitter
His
spot.
back
like,
all wet.
no, not in a urinal. I misspoke. He was sitting in
Sitting in a stall.
yeah, and I mean it couldn't have been more innocent. Nobody really knew what a blowjob was. I don't think. I mean, in
see,
3rd grade, but
but see, the problem is, like, you're talking about those ages.
but he would have been the kid going.
But they knew enough to put a broomstick between their legs and
I
get it toward a
guess.
person's
I mean,
mouth.
it's one of those where it's like kind of follow the leader at that
Where
age.
is that kid now? I want to know.
Yeah. I'll tell you off the air who that kid is.
But the
Really?
problem is,
Sitting behind a glory hole somewhere.
No.
problem is
No.
though, what you're saying is like you
Um,
learn that. So you want to?
Yeah. I must know now.
Sort of.
I must know.
Well, but while he's saying that, but the point is like but you kids learn that. Like, I left the public school, and when I left, I didn't even just go to like even a private school right away. I went to a school where I was a 4th grader, and the next youngest kid was maybe a 2nd grader. And so, like, I didn't learn this stuff.
You
like,
got all fucked up, dude. They
Keep that
fucked
off
you
the camera,
all up.
please.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
Now I'll have to find out later. but-
You'll be even happier than Jay. It'll excite you more than anyone.
That means,
but yeah,
but-
I will keep that off. We'll keep that off.
But anyway, but that's what I meant though. Like, so like it was dude, my education was such a weird trip that I took to get wherever I got, and
Yeah.
it led.
he didn't get an education.
Do you think though before
he did not get one.
but
You're
do you
kinda
think
right, dude?
do you think
Not
the
until high
school created a biggie? Are there like 20 people from that classroom that are all walking around like this now? Or do you think
No.
that he was just
he was
going to
susceptible
be
to
that no matter what?
Very susceptible to it. It didn't help matters.
yeah.
That's what it more was.
Yeah,
It
he
was
would have
more
ended
just-
up like this. He's a Fukfase.
yeah.
But
I mean,
but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help. Like, when I say the structure was lax, I mean, I'm not kidding you. I didn't have homework from 4th grade to 7th grade. Like, I mean,
You just showed up and sat there.
we would have the only teacher there was one teacher that would actually make us read, which the funny thing is, ironically,
Ugh.
one of the few things I enjoyed
child
later
abuse.
was reading. Like, the one thing in later in life I'm good at and have still continued to do is read. And it's the only teacher that
Well, you
forced
don't
me to
just sit down and do math problems like we do.
Well, no, but
Because
I
we
mean,
enjoyed math in elementary
Right.
school,
No,
so
I
that's
know.
what we do.
I know, but I'm saying it's the
Spelling. I like doing spelling.
Absolutely. Sit down.
But-
We quiz each other each
I
day.
don't
when
mean it
Jay
like
gets
that.
here.
I mean it like when I moved on, it was the only thing I was somewhat good at because I had been structured enough.
You're
like,
proficient at least.
right, my grammar. I mean, like, and we would like if it was a nice
and they
day.
didn't help you explore that.
If it was a nice day, if it was a nice day out, there was summer days when we would. Well, it's nice out. We're gonna have recess all day, and we just
So
like
hold on.
soccer.
Before
Oh.
wasn't the phrase you got to spend less time in the math room and more time learning the English language, Sonny?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't that really what fell out of this? You don't have a grasp on the English language. You were unable to write in sentences,
yeah.
spell simple things.
Yes.
But you're saying that was your strong point.
No. Only
That is
no,
remarkably
no, that's not what I-
sad.
that's not what I said. That's not
and
what I said.
scary.
That's not what I said. I said enjoying reading and reading comprehension became strong for me. I did not say grammar.
Were
or
you a
anything.
good writer at all?
I don't know. Maybe I was okay at maybe my stories. Maybe I could come up with stories.
Like,
Like,
I think if you're
but-
a good reader, you're gonna spell better than what
no,
you
Jay.
did,
I
dude.
had no Jay.
That's
I had
fair.
no. It's what it is. I had teachers throughout high school, dude. I was the only kid, at least that I knew in my circle. And when I went back to 8th grade, even we had this reading class that you could quote unquote take. It was like an elective.
As the crow flies, let's go A to
Well,
B.
no, but I was the only one. I was reading 1,000-page books in 8th grade. I was reading The Stand in 8th. So I had teachers throughout my thing say to tell my parents, "Oh, maybe if you have him read more at home, he'll see words." And they're like, "Dude, he's reading a book 2 weeks every,
They had conversations like that, like
yes,
about seeing words.
No, about like that I would know spelling more. That maybe I would pick up on how regular grammar was supposed to work. If you try having reading books at home, they're like, he is reading at home.
He's Rain Man like. He's polishing off a book a day, but
Yeah,
it
he
didn't
can't
go anywhere.
spell any of the words. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's interesting. I find it fascinating. I really do. I propose that one day, somewhere along the road here, we just literally sit down, Jay, and go
year by year,
and we start in first grade. What do you remember from first grade? And just see
God,
where we can go.
First grade, Jesus. Well, you'll have to do it some other day. That'd be right from
Not
there.
today. No, I know, but I mean, one
Yeah.
day, I think it'd be a fun show. Maybe we'll do a specialty show where we just work on peeling the onion as much as we can in an episode.
Maybe it'll be therapy for me, I guess. I suppose.
Yeah, there you go. Good attitude. It'll be therapy for E. Dare I say, a big show today. We got a lot to get to. We got a hot Carl Poos.
oh boy.
Yeah. An update
Is he
on
okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, all dogs go to where? A Moik, an off the grid murder, a hero proops. Ah, look at that hero proops. With a question mark at the end of it.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Queen of Versailles. We haven't touched on this story really. Annoying as shit family. We'll give you details on that. Seinfeld making some interesting comments. Bob Costas as well. The DC murder. The prison guys still on the run.
Every day that goes by, it makes you wonder, right? If they got away with it.
Well, they're not. There's no way they're going to get away with it. There's no way they'll continue to get away with it. But 5 days is impressive when you've got hundreds of federal agents and local police looking for you. But some more details coming out of that. This guy, the giant dick guy, who's a genius,
Right.
And
Superhero, essentially.
Yeah, doesn't feel pain. That guy, more is coming out on him, and the more people I hear talking about him are just like, he is a stone cold psychopath. Like, he will use you for everything he can use you for, and then doesn't give a fuck about killing you. Like, just a monster. Yeah. And a little more coming out on that prison worker as well, which is interesting to say the least. Mitchell, known to everyone as Tilly, she's the woman suspected in helping helping them. The killers escape from Clinton security prison there in New York. They say that Big Dick Dude definitely charmed her into thinking that they had a future if only she would help him get out. There was a sign left on her mom's porch that said, all because two people fell in love.
Oh, wait a minute. What about, that's not what the kids are saying.
Well, no, the kids, the family is still really defending her, of course. You know, the stepdaughter.
Their mom would never do this, Jay. Never.
And they're really vocal about it, too. Like, absolutely. And this is appalling that people would say this stuff. And it's like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Sounds like she did.
Yeah.
She was smitten.
Yeah.
Smitten.
The kids are saying, too, that the reason for the phone stuff where there were calls to Mr. Matt's friends or whatever was because he was an art lover.
Oh, really?
And was interested in some art thing. And she was just being nice, and let him use her phone.
Oh, really?
And so that wasn't about
Talk about art. I don't get it.
I guess. I mean, grasping at straws, perhaps.
What,
but
to purchase when he is released? Or
I don't know.
cell?
Yeah.
For his cell.
He's redecorating his cell. I don't know.
Well, that's nice.
So anyway, that sign was left on the outside of the front door where Mitchell's widowed mother, Joyce Kluge, lives. She's fled the state and wanted to get away. I have no idea when she'll be back. Friends of this chick, or I don't know if you'd say friends, but former co-workers, some were coming out and saying she was always a troublemaker. A former colleague, Nancy Hewitt, said she was quiet up to a point, but she would always be the one who would be trying to get other people into trouble. Ugh.
Oh, Jesus.
I know for a fact that a friend of mine who works at the prison told the authorities there not to hire her because she'd caused trouble, but they did, and now look what's happened. She worked at this True Stitch slipper factory in New York. I know. She's a mender. She's big into the mending game, which you can appreciate.
I can respect
Maybe that's why
that.
she liked
Yeah.
the guy, right? Because then the prisoner mended, or is that the deal?
Yeah, well, he worked in the place where they
Well, but
made the uniforms
ground
for
still.
trains or something.
Things to talk about.
Yeah, comment. Yeah.
What with him and the big giant dick and all, and
Right, he's
her
got a
wanting to
big-
get some. I mean, it just seemed like a match made in heaven.
They just start talking about mending, and pretty soon she's sucking his dick. And
Well, she's trying to. She's more licking
right,
it, really.
Right.
But,
It's not fitting.
I mean, it's not like you're going to get a mouth around that thing, from what we understand.
Not possible.
Yeah, yeah. There were reports of this. So she says that Tilly was married to a guy named Toby Primo, but while working at True Stitch, she met this mechanic Lyle Mitchell,
Jesus.
and she was married at the time. He was married at the time. There were reports of people having sex on the railroad tracks
Oh my god!
outside the factory. I know.
What the fuck,
I know.
dude.
She was the one.
on the railroad
Yeah,
tracks.
he's banging. Yeah, there's reports of it, and people are like gossiping.
Dude.
She was the biggest gossiper about it, trying to get to the bottom of who could be out there banging on the railroad tracks. Turns out it was her and this dude.
Who? I'm sorry. Who are these guys that want? She apparently has multiple guys that are interested in banging her.
Yeah, well, it's just a hole. At that point, you're just a hole to someone. You know,
Still, so ugly.
who knows? Well, these guys aren't lookers either. I mean, they're taking.
Lyle.
Yeah.
Well, the one guy. I mean,
mean,
maybe he was.
Well, he's in prison for life. I mean, he
He
does
just
his
wants
options.
out. He needs help getting out.
Yeah, they said he's a master manipulator. So he's like, all right, I got to put this giant dick in her for a few months so I can get her on my team to break out of here, help break out of here. Then so be it.
right.
Resourceful.
Yeah.
They had this affair and this broke up. Lyle and Tilly soon married.
That's nice.
They still claim that she was supposed to be the getaway driver, but she suffered that panic attack and had chest pains, blah, blah, blah. She's admitted her role in the killer's escape, but reportedly got cold feet about driving the getaway car. Mitchell's son, of course, came to her defense saying, "Oh, Mama's not that kind of person who would help the murderer escape, putting her life or anyone else's in
Wait
danger."
a minute. So she has admitted her role in it?
According to CNN, CNN is reporting that she admitted her role in the killer's escape.
But then the son, Mama, not that kind of person.
Yeah, if she was involved in anything, you can rest assured there was a good reason to it, and there's more to it than the relationship with an inmate.
You can rest assured there'd be good reason for it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is getting ugly. They think maybe their tips are coming in like crazy about these guys, and they think Vermont is where they may be headed or where they are. So
I thought I saw something today, like there was some tip that came out of Detroit, or they were checking on something
I
in
saw
Detroit,
that too, but I didn't
relationship of some sort.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow, I didn't see
But that was like a Facebook, blast. One of those. Who knows?
Yeah, that's
it's
what
accurate.
I saw. I saw the same thing. I didn't really check it out though.
Yeah, hey, Zat Ford still needs your trade-in, so we've had to extend this offer for a limited time. Zat Ford is conducting a special key for key event. During this event, you can exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 2015 Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Also, they may be able to match or lower your monthly payment. Zat Ford is authorized to assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease. No matter what you owe, you give them the keys to your current vehicle, and they will give you the keys to a brand new 2015 Ford. Plus, as an added bonus, Zat Ford will make your first month's payment up to $500. You can only do this at Zat Ford, and you can only do it during the month of June.
Mr. Bob Costas is igniting some people.
What's going on with Bob?
Good old Bob Costas. Every time I think of Costas, I think of his pink eye in the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's gonna stay with him probably for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right up there with wearing chic jeans to school on day one.
Yeah, we got to settle this. Is it chic? Is it chick? What
I
is
think
it?
it's
I thought it was
chic.
chic.
Is it chic?
Chic, maybe it's CHIC. But I don't know. When I say chick jeans, I
You're
think
just meaning
like
girl jeans.
girl jeans. But he was
No, but
actually
it was
Yeah,
a
right.
brand.
CHIC.
chic jeans.
I think it might be chic.
It was a brand that was because that's
No,
'cause
that's SHEIK. Jay.
It's
look.
CHIC, I think. Is that what you
It's
said?
CHIC.
No,
yeah.
but it totally was. I just know because when the person very specifically asked me, "Am I wearing my?" I just always remember this.
I
Are you
totally
wearing-
remember that logo and everything.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And she said, "This person said, are you wearing your sister's jeans?" I remember saying, "No. Why would I?" Like, well, you're. And they said, "Well, you're wearing girl jeans."
You know, I
So-
want to rewind to one little factoid in that scenario. You shared a room with your sister in 7th grade
I guess I don't know.
Were
You're
you
right.
in the manor then?
or 8th grade?
Yeah,
8th grade.
No, it was in 7th grade. You're right. I was sharing.
Totally
There they
remember
are.
that
Yeah,
logo.
right
Yeah.
there, right there. There
You're
it is.
walking into 8th grade with that shit on your ass.
Yeah, 7th grade. 7th grade.
E. Are you wearing your Why would you say that? No. No.
Look at those jeans. You're right. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
We we were sharing.
I mean, it's not like Jordache where it's like they had men's and women's Jordache, didn't they?
Didn't it have the horse, like
Yeah.
the horse's head?
Yeah,
I think so.
but like chick jeans.
No,
there's,
these are
oh,
just for chicks.
yeah, there's no dude ever.
no, dude, you're right. I don't understand why we're still sharing a room at this point. My brother, I think.
Yeah,
had his
how did
own
that
room.
go, man? How did that
I
go?
don't know.
Your brother at his own room.
I know.
You're sharing your. How old is she? 6th grade.
I mean, if I was in 7th, she might have been in 4th. I don't know.
Did it change?
I don't remember. But I was explaining this to Mickey.
Well,
too.
for half my scholastic career, I was in 6th and she was in 3rd. And then when I
Well,
got
I don't
to
know.
8th, she was in
Well,
7th.
That,
Well,
no,
actually,
really.
it did change.
It
Obviously,
did
at one
change.
point.
I know.
So. And also, I don't remember her age exactly. She's
Well,
She
26.
passed me when we got to the latter years of high school.
Well, she's 26, so I don't know how the age things that would have worked.
Okay,
but
but how
no,
did what was the reasoning there? Why would your parents put
I don't remember.
a girl
Well,
and a boy when there's 2 boys that could have shared?
Well, you know what? At this
I can only think of one reason.
No, there's 2 things. And one,
Josh Duggar.
at this point, no. At this point, I think me and my
What
brother.
did you do to her? you
No,
son
me
of
and
a
my
bitch?
What's your
brother
brother
had-
do to her? You son
Me
of
and
a
my
bitch?
brother had got into this fight for like 4 years, and this might have been during this period.
Wait, you got into a fight with your brother for
was
4
the
years?
4-year war.
No, for real. I literally,
The Fady 4, we called it.
we don't have a name for it, but I had a period for about 4 to 5 years with my brother where I didn't talk to him. I remember he would have friends that would call him because we didn't have cell phones yet.
Those
and
are
it'd be
the
like-
lost years, the gap in our relationship.
It is. It's a weird situation where there's this period where like his friends, and this I would go even like if a phone call came in and it was for him, I'd be like, "Is Brian there?" And I would literally just walk to the stairs and go, "Brian, phone." I'd set it down on the ground, walk away.
Do you remember what the war started over?
Yeah.
It
What was it?
looking back on
Has
it,
to
it
be
sounds like it.
serious.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, I think it was mostly me being a kind of a brat and an asshole to him.
Were you older or younger?
older? I'm the oldest.
See,
You're
that's
the-
the weird thing too. Is he's the oldest kid in this? You think of him as the youngest, right?
Of course.
Just the young retard. He's the oldest.
So
I don't-
wait a minute. That's like you just being a dick does not.
No, here's
like,
here's what happened.
How does that last for 4
Look
or 5 years?
I can't tell you exactly how the fight happened, but I've thought about it in the past, and I think this is about what happened. I think because I only had a very small amount of friends growing up.
No, you didn't.
Right, I had
That's
one.
shocking.
I had one friend from kindergarten to about 4th grade. Then I moved, and it got a little weird. And then I had one
Oh,
other
boy.
friend until like 8th grade. Like literally, that's what my friends. And so my brother was part of this group. And I think I
Part
started
of what group?
part of my group of friends, group of 3. Me and my
Oh,
friend-
that group.
Oh, your crew.
my crew, as it were. So my point is, thinking back on it, I think I finally realized that what happened is I started getting very self-conscious about the fact that I didn't have any friends either.
And he had a bunch.
And I think, I don't know what happened, but I do know that my brother, he doesn't look like, he's not bad now, but he went through a period where he kind of kept a weight out. He kind of, not baby fat, but kind of, he didn't grow into his body.
Brother was fat.
For a
Yeah.
little bit, he went through kind of a chubby phase, but it was really more just he hadn't grown
So you're a
yet.
fattest. You
And
didn't
I
like him
started-
because he
yeah.
was
Oh,
fat.
we know
Dude,
that.
I started to be pretty brutal to him, I think, for a while. And I told him like that he was. I remember having things were calling him fat and like, get your own friends, you fat ass and stuff. And this was my friend, and I think that's probably what
he's
started it,
territorial
to be
about his
honest.
guy friends.
I know.
I feel really bad looking at it now. I think it was absolutely me just being a
So how did the ice get broken and the repairing start?
dude. I remember exactly how it happened. We literally hadn't been talking. I mean, I'm not kidding. We went years without talking to each other. Actually, like any communication
At that age, you know.
yeah. And
I mean, don't you think of fights at that age where it's like you go to bed and you wake up in the next morning and it's just done?
Yeah.
How do you last that for 4 or 5
dude, it
years?
was crazy looking back on it. The fact that it happened is so ridiculous.
Did nobody try to be a peacemaker in this?
Yeah. What'd your dad say about this?
I don't remember, dude. When I look back on it, I don't remember. I don't know how it
Oh,
didn't
this
get.
onion is growing.
But
I don't
I
feel like
know.
it's being peeled. I feel like it's regrowing
I
onion
will-
petals.
But I will say, I do remember how the moment that it somehow blew open. He had gone. He went to
He
state.
lost some weight.
He went to state, and he came back after his freshman year, and he was getting ready to go back for his sophomore year. And for some reason, my mom was just like, "Brian's going back to school. You guys need to hang out again or something, and like you need to go to a movie or something." And we went and saw some movie.
Wow, what an ingenious thing to say.
After
Nice
4
job,
years.
Mom. Way to get involved.
You guys ought to reconnect.
You know,
I
I
don't-
never thought of that, Mom. That's not a bad idea. Brian, what are you doing tonight? Want to catch a flick?
You never know how.
What'd you see?
I don't remember.
Oh, come on. What'd you see?
I don't remember. But what I
Rom-com, no doubt.
what I do remember is this is how the healing, quote unquote, started. It was on the way back. I just turned 21. He just kind of said, "Hey, can we maybe stop and give me some liquor for like the freshman, the first, the weekend? I'm moving back to state here." And I just said yes. And then all of a sudden it hit me like, shit, I have a brother that goes to state. Like, why am I not going to state? So then, like, that next weekend,
this could benefit me.
So the next weekend,
So for selfish reasons,
yes, for selfish reasons,
God.
on welcome weekend of his sophomore year, I went and we got.
So he's like
loaded at
introducing
state.
it. Yeah, this is my brother. I don't really know him, but
yeah, I mean,
he lives in the same house.
Well,
I knew him in like 3rd grade, but I haven't really talked to him
Well,
since.
we got drunk that night, and then all of a sudden we were best friends. He started telling everybody that this was his brother, and he bought me a shit ton of beer or whatever. So that we've been decent ever since. So.
God.
This is
God-y.
Oh, but the reason I could fit in my sister's jeans, by the way, I told this to Mickey earlier. I hadn't hit a growth spurt yet. I literally was like 5'3" until I hit 8th grade the second time. Then all of a sudden
You asshole.
I left.
That was not intentional, folks. That was not meant to be humorous.
I left 8th grade at Child of Christ, and I was like 5'3" still. And then I
Right.
came back into 8th grade in the public school system, and all of a sudden I was 6'2" or some shit. Like I hit this huge growth. So the point is, like when I put my sister's jeans on,
you were 22. Of course you did.
my sister was always a tall girl. So I think the thing is when I was 5'3", like they fit just enough that they could have technically been okay, I suppose.
They're cut for a female body though. Like you look at those jeans that Mickey pulled up the pictures of, and it's just.
But they could have been. I mean, she wasn't a full.
I mean, I just don't know how you put them on and walk out the door.
Is she full figured now?
I don't mean it like that, but I mean,
Would you consider her full figured?
she's
Oh,
a
boy.
grown up now.
Oh,
She wasn't a grown up back then.
She
I don't
kind of
think
an hourglass. Is that what she's got going? Little more pear shaped than hourglass.
I'm not gonna.
What is
get it.
she?
You know what? I'm not gonna.
I've never seen your sister.
I can show you images of her on Facebook if you
Some
want.
mom jeans going on there.
Well, remember when
That's
he
cool
declared he
now.
would have done her over her friends.
That's
At
true.
one point.
That's
She was the
nice.
hottest one in the group.
Yeah.
Well, it was annoying. I didn't, Mickey. Whoa! I didn't mean I want to have sex with my sister. That's not what I said.
No, I'm saying I know the group.
I know, and she has ugly friends. Maybe in high school she didn't. But when she was post high school, and she would be like, "Oh, so and so's coming over," I'd always just be like, okay, maybe my sister will have some
Wait,
good-looking friends.
Did you go to the same school as him? You did, didn't you?
I sure did.
The
Yes.
connections are amazing. That Beth went to the same school as E.
I know.
Yeah.
Mickey,
Ridiculous.
like all of them. went
Three
to
of the
same-
people that are in some capacity associated with this one, and then two. We have three
we
people that
have-
went to one high school. And
Yeah,
two
we have
people-
5 people with 2 high schools.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird.
and then Kadog, of course. But
Yeah,
you know,
who
he's-
knows where he went?
Who
He
knows
went,
where
to
he
some,
went, though?
he went to Europe or something at some weird high school,
yeah,
some off the map, off the grid school somewhere.
I would make fun of her for being homeschooled, but you know, I had my period of homeschooling, so.
Anyway, back to Bob Costas.
Oh,
He,
sorry.
So sorry. He says he came out and was talking about Caitlyn Jenner and receiving the ESPN award, and he's like, "This is bullshit."
Really?
Yeah, which is kind of a weird place for him to step out. He says the Caitlyn Jenner story isn't deserving of a bravery award that she's supposed to get from ESPN during the ESPYs. Yeah, you want to play it? I can actually. He was on the Dan Patrick Show earlier this week on ESPN.
I actually have it queued up to go right now. So.
Okay.
Was.
Bruce Jenner.
I knew that was going to be the answer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why bring it up?
Yes. They
You mean they did not put affirmed? Mix some Wheaties in with the oats and hay?
wheat and Wheaties.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about this last week on the show with Caitlyn Jenner being up for the Arthur Ashe Award. Where do you stand on that?
All right. Again, I'm hoping not to be misunderstood.
Okay.
Bruce Jenner, who I did not know well, I always had a cordial and pleasant relationship with. I wish Caitlyn Jenner well, and anyone, even if most of us do not fully understand it,
Listen to tiptoeing.
anyone seeking to find the identity they're comfortable with and to live the happiest possible life without intentionally hurting anyone else. I think we're moving toward a more tolerant society, and that's all for the good. And I wish Caitlin all the happiness in the world and all the peace of mind in the world. However, it strikes me that awarding the Arthur Ashe Award to Caitlyn Jenner is just a crass exploitation play. It's a tabloid play. In the broad world of sports, I'm pretty sure they could have found, and this is not anything against Caitlyn Jenner, I'm pretty sure they could have found someone who was much closer to actively involved in sports, who would have been deserving of what that award represents. That's not to say that it doesn't take some measure of personal courage to do what Caitlyn Jenner has done. But I think every year we look across the landscape of sports and we find prominent people and kids in high school and amateur athletes who I think more closely fit the description of what they're looking for or should be looking for there. And I think this is just a play to pump up audience.
Of course it is. That's we've been talking about this a little bit, that this was clearly a move to generate viewers.
Well, I never really thought of it from the standpoint of it's not even connected to sports.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Jenner hasn't done anything sports related since what, 1978?
Something, yeah.
79, whatever that was, where he
6
accomplished a great feat, of course, when he
Yeah.
did decathlon. But he's not even connected to sports anymore. It's
Yeah.
not even close.
Yeah.
So Bob's right, man.
Yeah, no, he is right. But it's funny to say it took him 5 minutes to say that.
Oh, well, you know.
I want to be clear about this. I don't want to be misquoted. Like, so that is the world we've created where you can't even have opinions anymore without being called a hater or racist, xenophobe, all that type of shit. That's the PC garbage world we've created nowadays. And it's starting to get to the point where other people are coming out about this. Seinfeld made comments earlier this week as well. He says, like Chris Rock and Larry the Cable Guy, Seinfeld won't even do colleges anymore because they're so PC. That you know, not that he's doing many college gigs anyways, but I thought this was interesting, especially coming from someone like Jerry Seinfeld.
Worry you. I was watching this Bruce Jenner story, and 2 days before he did the Diane Sawyer interview, Conan did a joke, and it's funny. And then he did the Diane Sawyer interview, and if Conan would have done the joke 2 days later, he would have been labeled a bigot. Does the climate worry you now? I've talked to Chris Rock and Larry the Cable Guy. They don't even want to do college campuses anymore.
I hear that all the time. I don't play colleges, but I hear a lot of people tell me don't go near colleges. They're so PC. Here, I'll give you an example. My daughter's 14. My wife says to her, well, you know, in the next couple of years, I think maybe you're going to want to hang around the city more on the weekends so you can see boys. You know, my daughter says, she says, that's sexist.
Isn't that, you know, it's amazing.
That they just want to use these words. That's racist. That's sexist. That's prejudice. They don't even know what they're talking about.
Does it hurt comedy?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Artie Lang said this the other day. He said, I got nothing against Bruce Jenner, but can't I have 5 or 6 seconds to kind of figure out how to contextualize it? I do need a little time. I can't see him on the cover of a magazine and then immediately be, okay, I'm going to embrace this. He goes, don't I get 5 seconds anymore to kind of go, all right, let me get my... Louis C.K. went on Saturday Night Live. It was controversial. You've stayed away from controversy, but Louis does a lot of theater stuff. I wonder if it worries Louis.
No. Louis' great gift is he doesn't worry. He just does his thing.
Yeah.
If I wanted to say something, I would say it. You got to go. You know, everybody has their hot zone. You know, you got your heat map, and that's the jokes you do. For me, it's the subject. I talk about the subjects I talk about because for some reason I can make them funny. The ones I can make funny, you don't hear.
Anyway, what
I was going to say, by the way, not to just shock you, but it just made me laugh. The Wikipedia page, when I went to look up, I was wondering when he did win the Olympics. You're wondering how long he's been out of athlete. It's already Caitlyn Jenner on Wikipedia, and it says Caitlyn Jenner born blank known as Bruce Jenner until June 2015. On Wikipedia.
And all the pronouns are changed too. I thought it was hilarious. It was the day that she changed it. It was totally different.
What year was it?
It changed it.
Oh, the Olympic
Was it
thing? 76.
76. Okay.
He
That
may have
should-
done something. I don't know if he went
No,
to
he didn't
another
do anything
Olympic.
after.
Oh, really? He
That was
didn't.
it.
That was it.
He won the Pan American Games the year before, and then he won the.
Wow.
So what is the definition of the Arthur Ashe Award? Like, what's the criteria? It has to have something to do with courage in sports, no?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Well,
Remember
there-
who won it last year? Was that Sam?
Michael Sam, yeah, which is another ploy to get. I mean, Michael Sam never made an NFL roster. They all act like the first NFL player, and it's like, well, you could squeeze that into a box and say he was technically drafted,
Played preseason.
and played 5 minutes in a preseason game. But should that really count as?
Still shocked by that decision to draft him, then cut him. I thought for sure he'd be on that roster.
Yeah, I that spoke volumes to me. I thought that was a good thing. No offense to him. If you can't cut it on a team, then I don't give a shit what you are
Right.
or what your orientation is. It shouldn't. That's the last thing that should matter. And in the end, it played out that it didn't matter.
He's in the CFL now, actually.
Yeah,
which is
which
cool.
is fine. You know, that's a subpar league. I mean, it's not the NFL. The NFL is the tops of the tops in that stuff, and the CFL is fine. The Arena League is fine, but they're not the NFL.
So what's the criteria?
It says, although it is a sports-oriented award, it is not limited to sports-related people or actions, as it is presented annually to individuals whose contributions transcend
Well,
sports.
so it's just a courage award. I
Yes,
mean, why would you?
It's for courage. That's what it is.
But it seems lately like, okay, find someone with the big name in controversy that has some tie to somewhere in their lifetime to sports, and then that'll be. I mean, the fact is they're trying to get ratings like everybody else.
Well, dude.
And if that helps you get ratings, they're selling this as Caitlin's first public appearance in words, and first time taking a public stage. So that's who's not going to tune in for the circus.
It was announced the same day she came out on Vanity Fair, wasn't it? Or wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it was.
very
If it wasn't the
clearly
same
just
day, it was the next day. You're right.
Yeah. It was, which seems odd, but it's a cheap way to make sure everybody, even if you totally disagree with calling her a woman, you're gonna go, oh, I gotta tune in to see what this freak show's about. I gotta see what this is all about, because you want to be involved in the story. So that'll probably garner the best ratings they've had in forever.
Yeah.
Well, dude, and you know what's funny is you obviously said Michael Sam won last year. But the year before, your girl Robin Roberts won the year before.
Fucking hate Robin
It's not. It's.
I can't watch Good Morning America with Beth. She gets so mad at me because every word that comes out of Robin Roberts' mouth is met with me going, "Shut up, Robin! Shut up, Robin!" I yell, "Shut up, Robin!" every 20 seconds
That's
when I'm
just
watching
wants
Good
to hear
Morning
the
America.
news, and you're shut up, Robining.
I am in constant. I'm by myself going, "Shut up,
Why
Robin!"
don't you watch the Today Show? Jesus.
I can't fucking stand her. And you know what's weird? Robin Roberts didn't bother me the 15 years she was on ESPN. She didn't bother me. She seemed like any other normal journalist, reporter. When she got sick, all of a sudden, her whole outlook on life changed. The idea of a hard-hitting interview changed. The idea of bringing something to the table outside of everything's perfect. Just being alive on this planet is great. Every second you have is a blessing and a treat. Let's bring the doctors who saved Robin Roberts' life out here. The world is perfect. Oh, look what she said. Oh my God, everything's flowers and peaches and love. Fuck, shut up, Robin. Shut up, Robin.
Totally, though.
She can't make a fucking statement on the TV without absolutely making my blood boil. It's seriously, she's the most irritating personality on television, cable, network, across the board. Robin Roberts irritates me more than any of them. Sorry.
Yeah.
She just does. I don't know if anyone else watches her or feels that way, or if I'm on my own here. But
I've never even seen her on Good Morning America.
Yeah,
I don't get to really watch it.
I don't have
used
cable,
to.
but I honestly, like, when I think of her as on ESPN. How long
Yeah.
has it been?
It's been years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And George Stephanopoulos is a close second behind
Oh,
Robin
yeah.
Roberts.
Oh,
The
boy.
two
He's
of
annoying.
these ass wipes on as delivering the morning news is a joke.
He'd be a great one to see in person, see the actual size of his head versus body.
Yeah.
I bet he's just a wee little man with
Oh,
a big,
he is.
the big foof on his head.
Dude, it used to be like 3 guys and then they'd have 2 chicks. one doing the the pop news of the day,
Right.
and then they had the real guys. They had a gay guy doing the weather, and then they had Josh, whatever. I think he moved to the Today Show, but they had like guys on there, and then George Stephanopoulos, who seemed out of place. Now there's like
all just
4 chicks and George, and every girl on the set is taller than George. When was the last time you were in a room with 4 girls and they were all taller than you? At an NBA game, WNBA game?
Well, I've never
perhaps?
been to a WNBA game, so
Yeah,
I'm
neither is anyone else in the room. But you know what I'm saying? You think about that.
Yeah.
And they're not
remarkable.
like, I mean, Robin Roberts, I think, played sports at one point. So yeah, I guess she's kind of tall, but they
Yeah.
tower over him.
right.
It's just
It's
weird.
such a cackling. By the way, you are right though. How it's like 4 girls and it's just a cackling fucking
Yeah.
bullshit.
Oh, the
now. They
hens
all
are
just-
clucking.
Look
Look at the hens clucking.
That's all it is, dude. I don't watch them anymore because of
It's as bad as
my
The
day.
View.
Right. I used to try to watch the daily shows. I don't really watch them anymore. But dude, it's all that is, dude.
Yeah.
CBS actually. I mean, not that you have to talk about it, but honestly, if you are gonna watch one of them, I think CBS has the better actual one. But personally,
Mm-hmm.
but not that it matters. But
Well, with Seinfeld, I think it's interesting that someone who spent an entire career, I mean, arguably one of the funniest comics out there, his show speaks for itself. His comedy is very strong for someone who never does blue humor. He's never offensive. I mean, it's family comedy for the most part.
Right.
Seinfeld. And for him, of all people, welcome to the party, Jerry. Well, come on into the water. The water's ice cold. Welcome. Come on in. For him, of all people, to be coming out going, yeah, this is bullshit where this is going and where it's gone and how did we get here? It, I think, speaks volumes about what we've been bitching about, especially me. I've been bitching about it for years. But the PC world that's going on right now. And
when he talks about his daughter, the idea of that's sexist.
Yeah.
Sexist that she would maybe want to be hanging around boys
Yeah.
on the weekend.
No, it's quite natural, actually.
It's actually, how it works.
Yeah. It drives me nuts because so many times in these stories, what bothers me more than anything is, as much as the faux outrage that everyone pretends to have, is the fact that they're using these terms wrong, which he kind of hit on, to say that that's sexist somehow. Is like, no, then you don't know the definition of sexist. When you declare everything as racist all the time, it doesn't seem all that racist. It might be insensitive. It might be off color or off putting, but so be it.
I will say this though. It does seem like an odd remark to me from a mom, just like, oh, pretty soon you're going to want to be hanging around the city on the weekends for the boys. I mean, am I wrong? I get it. I'm not trying to take away from that. I'm not taking away from that. Just when I heard that, I remember when I first heard that, I thought.
But if you could see that taking place in a kitchen, though, where it's like, oh, you're just a couple years away and you'll be flirting with the boys and,
oh, no, I get
in the
it.
city,
I get it.
I could see that. And then some idiot 14-year-old thinking
sexist.
That's sexist. Shut up.
Mom, that's
Ugh.
sexist.
God. Are you guys familiar with the Queen of Versailles?
No.
It was a reality show that this idiot family did, this billionaire. He Jackie and David Siegel. And they were trying to build, this is in that Gold Coast in Florida where like Tiger Woods lives, the richest of the rich. And they wanted to be the people that built the biggest house in the world. 90,000
I do remember that, dude. I do remember that.
90,000?
Yeah.
I totally remember that part.
It's ridiculous. And then it was going to take years to build it. And then the financial shit in 08, 9, 10, all that hit. And so they put that project on hold.
Yes.
And then they announced just a few weeks ago that we're finishing the project. Everyone will be excited to know that we're finishing the project.
Oh.
I totally
it's
do
like
remember.
shit stacked on shit,
It was just to be it, right? It was just for the thing of having the biggest house. It had nothing to do with.
Well, this family is really hated by a lot of people. They did this dumb reality show. Yeah, look at that place. The mom was saying,
That's awful looking.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. It's not like, yeah, it's hideous just because
It's like a
huge.
hotel.
Yeah. Absurd. And so they're going to finish it and have this, the world's biggest house. Great. They've got 8 kids. And the mom admits that she's baby phobic. She's kid phobic. She can go days without seeing her children who are in the same house.
Oh,
Days.
God.
And one of her kids died the other day. the 18-year-old overdosed or something.
When did she find out?
Yeah, I don't know, but
A maid
Start
tell
to
her?
smell it.
A servant told her?
Yeah, honestly, one of the maids, the family was away in Utah at some wedding, and the daughter was like, "Yeah, go fuck yourselves. Go to your wedding. I'm staying home. I don't even want to be around you people." And the daughter wasn't really in much contact with the family, but she stayed at the house, and apparently she was on some prescription drugs like Xanax, and they think she OD'd. But now they're saying that Victoria is the daughter's name, the 18-year-old. They think that she was getting messages sent from her boyfriend that were really, really mean on the day she died. But they say the mom is claiming that they were from an ex-girlfriend who used his phone to send these really hateful messages to her, and they don't know if that played a role or not. But the funeral was yesterday, and look at this picture here. They show there's the mom, and there's her taking a picture of the casket.
Oh my God. She has her cell phone out.
It could be a selfie.
And what is she drinking too? You know what I mean? She's at a funeral. I mean, is that
Yeah,
like
she's got a straw cup.
with her other? It looks like a cell phone or a purse in her hand,
Oh my
kind of.
gosh, that's so weird looking.
Yeah.
I think she's taking a grief selfie.
Is that for Instagram?
Yes.
But this is a different angle in that picture. I mean, she's taking a picture of the casket.
Yeah, no, Mickey. If you look at this, yeah, I mean, she's totally taking a picture of the casket.
You guys are right. She's just nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be worse, I guess, if she was taking a grief selfie or a picture of the casket?
They've announced they're going to make a Victoria Siegel Foundation too, and going to help
Jesus Christ.
troubled kids.
Oh, I bet they will.
Good for you. Why don't we take a quick break, quick time out, and we'll come back and tell you about. Remember Holly Madison?
Oh yeah,
the skank that was dating Hugh Hefner.
That had to turn it
one
into
of the three.
Yeah. One of the three. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
The Girls Next Door. She was on the show Girls Next Door.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, she's got a new book coming out.
Oh, how interesting.
I know, fascinating
That's a
stuff.
real page turner.
And then we have a Hero Proofs to talk about too. Question mark. We'll get into that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford in Holly. Right now, lease the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 Super Cab XLT 4x4 for only $286 a month. Friends, this flagship of trucks is loaded with an EcoBoost engine, satellite radio, rear view camera, remote start, chrome package, trailer tow package, plus about 1 million more bells and whistles. We have tons of the new 2015 F-150 in stock, and you can lease it for as low as $286 per month from Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98. More importantly, I want to say thank you to all the TDC listeners that have already leased or bought a new vehicle from Zott Ford. Thank you. You guys are the best. Folks, check out our filthy deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com. Get there.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Thursday with Mike and Jay.
What you eating, Mike?
I was eating a granola bar. Is that bad?
No, didn't offer me any.
You want one? Are you hungry?
No.
You're dying on the vine.
It's too late now. We already ate it.
The Amazon tab. Don't forget about the Amazon tab on our homepage. Please click on it. Shop through Amazon. Use it as you normally would. The show will receive a small kickback, but a kickback nevertheless. We appreciate your help. Please use it.
Yeah. I got to show you guys this video that was going around today. ESPN had it of a softball game in Texas. Chick softball. I know it doesn't sound very interesting.
Oh, I guess there's male softball. Never mind.
Yeah. Girls high school softball game in Texas. Check this catcher out. You got two separate plays that happen as these girls are trying to score.
Great deals from Classic.
No, you know, make us watch a dumb commercial first.
For a Chevy dealer, nonetheless.
Yeah.
My God.
No, thank you. We'll pass.
Oh, chick's coming home. Gives her an elbow.
Yep. The catcher just boom.
Oh my gosh.
She threw the elbow in her.
She threw the elbow in her. Different play.
Oh my gosh.
That one was worse. That one was worse to me. She did it again.
Jeez, just leveled her.
Totally.
How strong is she, by the way? She doesn't move that much. Like, it's kind of just boom.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
real quick, can you go to the first one?
Momentum,
just the catch. I want to see that outfield. Like, I'm telling you, she should have had this ball, I feel like. Go to before.
So the first play?
Yeah, go here.
Classic
Yeah, they reel one off the wall.
Yeah.
On the left.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's a nice shot. Yeah.
It's off her glove, right?
Shouldn't she maybe have had that?
Yeah, then we're not even talking about this.
Am I wrong? Did you kind of see it there? Like,
I'm with you.
It's a hell of an elbow.
Yeah.
You got to give her props for that. The ump's just like, what? He's like a wrestling ref.
It's tremendous restraint by the other team.
You know, that's the other thing I don't get. If that's a guy's thing, he's getting up and going in her face. And
for sure.
I mean, she just gets up and walks away. Come on, stand up for yourself, bitch.
They get up and they look like they're going to come at her, but in fact, they're just coming back to tag the base to make sure they're safe.
I know.
And then they scamper off to the dugout.
Right. Stand up for yourself a little bit.
Needville is the catcher there. Needville is the team. And Huffman Hargrave is the other team. And for those wondering, Hargrave still won the championship 6-4.
Oh, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I know you guys were wondering how that played out.
I have that on my DVR. You son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry.
I was in the bubble. I was in the bubble.
Sorry, that's my bad. That one's on me. That looked like a decent crowd there for a chick softball game. Wow.
You know, girls softball, honestly, if there is, Jay actually said the other day, apparently, that he finds girls soccer just as entertaining. But if there was a sport, softball would be up there because it's a different sport than baseball. It's not baseball. It's so you're watching.
I don't like it. I don't like what I'm watching.
With softball?
Yeah.
You don't like softball? I'm not saying I do either.
I don't like watching the chicks with the ribbons in their hair.
I get it. I get
and
it.
the visors.
That's sexist, Jay. That's
I know
sexist.
it is.
I get it, but at least they're not
the
trying to be
short base paths.
Well, yeah.
If Sweet Pie starts playing, you'll be there in the front row cheering like crazy. Or
I'm
is she
just
gonna
saying
be a soccer
at least
player?
I'm just saying at least it's its own sport, though. It's not trying to play basketball on a 10-foot net still. That's all I guess I'm getting at. But
yeah, basketball's absurd.
Basketball is totally absurd. I don't know why they don't lower the rim in female basketball. It's never made sense why you wouldn't want to have the
just put it at 8 feet.
The dunk element. Yeah, put it at 6 feet. Whatever.
Tennis, soccer, and volleyball. Those are the three that you can watch.
Yeah, okay. Right. Volleyball's a good one. Yep.
Especially the Brazilian beach team.
Well, for obvious reasons.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
No, honestly, like those are reasonable facsimiles of the game.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right.
They play at a high level, and you can
female tennis, I would argue, is better than men's tennis.
It is better.
It may be better because it's almost less of a power game and more of an actual game.
That's
not
exactly
just a
why.
serve power game. There's actually volleys.
And you are right about female. Dude, the last Summer Olympics, especially because the women had that American women had like that streak of like it was like 30 straight, like they had won 2 gold medals in a row or whatever the deal was. I don't remember exactly, but it was actually entertaining to watch. It was not like entertaining for girls. It was just entertaining to watch for sure. So
yeah. I don't know why it made me think of it, but with all the movement to the transgender acceptance that's going on right now, if a kid came out in high school as transgender, would they let him run on the female track squad?
God,
or
how
the
could they
female
not,
basketball team or volleyball team and let some dude just dominate?
You're right.
I
dude.
mean, would they allow that and be like, no, it's got to be progressive and accepting? And
dude,
I mean, I don't know how that would be met.
I would, if I'm telling you right now, if this had been 10 years later or whatever or earlier, if I could have just got away and said, yeah, I feel like a woman.
You would have done it?
Fuck yeah, I could have won like state championship.
I could
there.
see him doing that.
Dude,
I was thinking of you when I thought it, like at track.
Right,
at
I was beating all those. I'd whoop the girls' asses in cross country back then. Like like they were, dude. A top girl was
even Mandy. Could you beat Mandy?
Oh, I would have destroyed Mandy.
Really?
Yeah,
she wasn't any good.
Would you let her win though? You son of a bitch! You'd let her win, wouldn't you?
I can't say no. I don't let people win ever. I'm very competitive. I don't let, and I've been on dates before and I haven't let them win. So
wait, how so? What?
Well, like
you're like Jeff
bowling.
Daniels in Dumb and Dumber, like firing the snowball in the chick's face.
Right,
like
right.
he would
Great
do
scene.
that.
If I go
That's
bowling,
my favorite scene.
Yeah, if I go bowling, I've been on a bowling date, quote unquote, and I absolutely just played as hard as I could. Or putt golf. I went putt golfing over there one time. Absolutely trying to hit a hole in ones. Didn't care about.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't either. I think bowling and putt, it's sort of individual, honestly. I mean, you're playing against yourself, in all honesty.
Well, you know what?
Aren't you?
Yeah, in putt especially.
Yeah. Well, bowling especially, I think. I never think about what anyone else is doing.
Yeah, but I think if he was playing ping pong with a girl, would like go out of his way to destroy her. Like not give a shit, not think about the end game. Like, wow, I'm trying to hook up with this chick at the end of the night.
Well, here's my thought.
And I think he talks shit too.
Here's my thought process on it. My thought process is I think I'm being nice to them by giving a full effort. I think it's demeaning to them if I just let them win. I think because then if they were to beat me, I've had a chick beat me at bowling before. Now I had a bad game, to be honest with you. Of course, I wasn't like I was getting my normal. But but it means something. They know it meant something because they know I don't just sit there and be like, oh, honey, oh, you know.
Yeah. I think there's girls that would appreciate that, sort of.
And if they don't, then they're not going to date this guy, I guess. I don't know what you
No, they're not. Nope, they're not.
Not going to get into this pants.
Speaking of women and dating people, Holly Madison, I mentioned just before the break, she was one of Hef's 3 girlfriends.
Both times you said that, I thought of Dolly Madison.
Like the shitty food that the Peanuts were always hawking. Wasn't that Dolly Madison?
That's right. Well, it was the former first lady, but then the brand Dolly Madison. You're right. The Peanuts were the caricatures for that company, and they were like sort of zingers. Didn't zingers come from that?
Yeah. They had an off
like fruit
Twinkie.
pies.
They had an off-brand Twinkie too.
Yeah.
Do you remember Dolly Madison?
No.
Zingers were big. Are zingers still around?
When you said that she was a former first lady, I had no recollection of. So who was she for?
Madison.
James Madison or is it James Madison?
Clinton's wife. Yeah.
Shut up! I know
Like
fucking
Dolly
who
Madison.
Hillary is. You asshole.
Sorry, I meant Carter's wife, Dolly Madison.
I know the last name. I couldn't remember. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
No,
James Madison, though.
Finish your thought.
James Madison.
Hostess makes those now.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Hostess makes zingers.
Now didn't
that's an
Hostess go under last year?
Well, their Twinkies went away for a while. I
Right.
think they
Now they're
recently
selling
brought
them
back.
on the eBay, right? I mean, so what happened with that? So Hostess came back and gobbled up Dolly Madison?
I didn't do any research.
I mean, that's incredible to me.
Yeah,
Their main
seem like
competitor.
rivals.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, Hostess was kind of kicking the shit out of Dolly Madison.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was only like 4 times a year during the Peanuts runs, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, all those when Dolly Madison would perk up in the ratings. But
yeah, you'd see a little blip on the graph.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It looks like they came back in 2013 as Hostess brands with the Hostess and Dolly Madison brands.
Interesting.
Wow.
Very interesting.
I had no idea.
But zingers still exist?
They do.
Huh.
There's raspberry ones too.
Huh.
The raspberry ones weren't bad with a little coconut shavings on the top. They weren't bad. Anyway, not to be confused with Dolly Madison, Holly Madison,
Right.
which is not her real name, so maybe it is a play off Dolly Madison. She's making shocking claims in a new book that Hef offered her drugs once.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
At the Playboy Mansion.
in 2001, she's got a new memoir, Down the Rabbit Hole. She talks in Us Weekly. She
Down the what? What is it?
Down the rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Get it?
It's got to be a play on.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. The incident with the drugs took place at the Las Palmas nightclub in Los Angeles when she was 21-year-old Hooters waitress.
Jesus Christ.
She was already well on her way.
What kind of drugs were they, Mike?
Would you like a Quaalude?
Oh, come on.
Is that the drug?
Of course, he's still doing lewds.
I thought those were gone.
Where do you even get ludes? Of course, Hef's got a stash of ludes.
Stocked
gonna
up in the
weren't
60s.
Weren't those
Yeah.
gone or something? Like they weren't even around anymore, I thought, or something?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
ludes have been gone for a long time. But yeah, Hef asked her if she wants a lewd. Holy gee! And he leaned towards me with a bunch of large horse pills in his hands. Holly refused. Hef said, "Usually I don't approve of drugs, but you know, in the 70s they used to call these pills thigh openers."
Ha!
Ugh.
Ha!
Despite this, she became one of Hef's 7
Yeah.
official girlfriends later that year.
So yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. So she was oh my goodness, I can't believe this, and yet here she is, right?
Yeah,
banging away.
Right. She wasn't that offended.
no, she was there for love.
Oh,
She happened to fall for him. It was just love.
sorry.
Who doesn't fall for an 85-year-old man?
Very, very
You know?
common.
In pajamas.
Yeah.
They have a lot to talk about. A lot
Sure.
of deep conversations late at night.
She reveals that she moved into the 29-room mansion. She was immediately put off by all the dog piss stains all over the carpet.
You know, that's what I remember kind of from the pieces of that show that I saw was just how dated shit looked.
Yeah.
Like the phone system, these enormous phones with the big buttons, like hold buttons and shit on them.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
You know, like you're transferring lines with these
Yep.
big glowing buttons. And
There's someone making connections, Jay.
yeah, right.
In the
Somebody's
basement.
plugging in shit. It just looked very dated to me.
Yeah. I agree. She claims all the rooms were stocked with trays of Johnson's baby oil, Vaseline, and Kleenex.
Oh, God.
Prior to moving into the mansion, I'd been fairly confident. I'd been a fairly confident person, but it
Really?
didn't
You
take
had
long
that?
for my self-worth to crumble.
Wait, you know what? Sorry to do this, but it's just like everything there to me. You were a Hooters waitress. You were real. I'm sorry. I just don't see someone that's so self-confident in themselves. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean,
I
she's
see that
21. What do you
right.
expect?
A 21-year-old hot chick to be. Oh,
Yeah. She says soon she became a victim of ruthless mean girling from other bunnies.
oh, really?
Yeah. Which included her clothes being stolen.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
the outrage.
Where was the FBI investigation?
But it was Hugh that really made her confidence disappear. When she got herself a makeover and cut her hair short,
Yeah,
he immediately reprimanded her.
good for him.
He even spat at her.
Good.
Yeah.
You what?
Spat at
Oh,
her.
my goodness.
Keep some order in the house. He's paying for everything she has going on at this point.
He had you look
How do you
old.
do that? How does it come to spitting?
Well, it's a little
He's
weird.
85. What are you going to do? He's 89 now.
That's how he
right.
shows disdain.
Yeah.
That generation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't pull out a cloth glove and slap her across the face with it.
Ha!
He says, you look old, hard, and cheap.
Ha! Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And she's like, you actually are old, hard, and cheap.
No.
Oh, maybe not the second part.
Yeah. No, I just made that part up. It all became too much for Holly to handle after she was accused of cheating on Hef with Chris Angel,
Oh, no, dude.
Oh God, Chris
the
Angel.
illusionist.
Yes.
What an
That
asshole.
way overly dramatic guy.
Yeah. With
You
the
know-
guy liner.
I liked him for his first season, Mindfreak. I really did. I thought it was a kind of a cool show, and he just got so into himself as that progressed, and as big as it got bigger and bigger, and he just
Yeah.
became such a douche.
Magic is awesome.
I like Magic actually,
Of
but
course you do.
Hef supposedly, so it became too much after the Chris Angel stuff, and so she was leaving. And Hef supposedly tried to convince her to stay by saying put $3 million in his will for her, and but she left anyway. Never saw him again, despite a brief moment when she agreed to film a cameo for a 2011 like biopic on a runaway bride special on Crystal Harris. Holly claims that Heff continued to pursue her, writing her short reprimanding letters in response to things she'd said in interviews. There was a creepy vibe to him. She said that at one point she became so depressed she even thought about ending her own life.
Oh, come on.
Ugh. Life inside the mansion wasn't a dream at all and quickly became a nightmare. After losing her identity, her self-worth, she found herself sitting alone in a bathtub, contemplating suicide. She found fame with Bridget and Kendra. She was Heff's #1 girl for a while there and shared the bedroom with him. This book sounds ridiculous. If that's the highlight points of the book, that he offered you a Quaalude once,
Right?
And he got pissed because your hair was cut short,
and you had some self-loathing going on. I mean,
what a shock!
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what do you expect from Hugh Hefner?
Right.
The guy's a notorious.
I'm shocked he only offered it once.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong of him. He's Hugh Hefner.
Yeah. I mean, I think we expect more from Hugh Hefner. If that's true, that's the outrage of the story.
You're right. You're moving into where the premise is that this old man runs a nudie magazine.
He should be doing coke off her ass every night.
Right.
Every 10 minutes.
Right. Oh, a Quaalude.
Yeah. God forbid. It's just I don't think you're going to garner much sympathy from the general public.
Who's going to read that book? Think about that.
I know.
You know?
Who's going to buy it? Who's going to go into
young girls?
Although if they were to buy it on Amazon, of course you'd want them to go through the.
You think a young girl? No, honestly, who would buy that book? What's the market there?
It's a fair question. That's a good question.
Just some. Because soccer mom who
15-year-old girls aren't going to be interested in that.
Not anymore.
They're gonna be creeped out by this old Playboy guy. It doesn't mean anything to them. They don't identify with her.
It'd have to be soccer moms, I
It's
guess,
not,
that
it's
still
not
have
like
this.
sexy enough for guys to want to jump in and read that. It doesn't sound like it has much inside info in that regard.
Yeah.
Who's gonna read that shit?
Yeah. No, that's a good question. I don't know who her market is. Would she have fans? Would she have fans from the Girls Next Door show?
That show's been in forever. She had another attempt at a reality show. I don't remember what it was called, but remember she had she had a show in Vegas. But the whole premise was that she was out of shape. I remember it was like, oh my God, she came back. It was Holly Madison, and she came back, and I just remember a guy telling her she needed to lose weight or she was never gonna make it in Vegas or something. Well,
the fact is, if not for Hugh Hefner, nobody knows Holly Madison's name.
She's a Hooters waitress.
You're a Hooters waitress who was able to blow an 85-year-old or 80-year-old guy into letting you move into his house.
So it's marginally interesting to kind of peel that back and see how life was in there. But if those are the highlights, maybe not.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much. I don't know.
I have a feeling there's a lot of flash and not a lot of bang with my man Heff, and it's been like that a long time.
He's 90.
He's wanted to portray this idea that he's still the consummate playboy. But I have a feeling that whole time with those girls, he getting off once a week maybe, but
he was going through Viagra like crazy. But you're probably right. Trying to live up to this 70s Playboy.
God damn it. Is that what he said? What does he say? God damn it. Wow. That's
and he would come.
God damn it. Wow. You ever hear that, Jay?
No.
That's what is his, I guess his finishing phrase, I guess.
His finishing line.
It's awesome.
God damn it. Wow. God, this old man.
There were multiple chicks that said that.
Just blowing dust. And he's
just firing dust balls. We've got a Proops and I love the Proops stories. We got a Proops that's been hailed a hero.
All right.
An 8-year-old service dog. Look at him. He's got his cast on with tiger stripes.
Oh no! What happened?
Look at that, Proops. Well, he threw himself, quote unquote, in front of an oncoming mini school bus. You know what that means? Yeah.
Short bus.
To protect his blind owner. There he is with his bandages. Yep, I got a broken leg.
Is blind owner also a tranny, or
is this blind owner also? Was she hit by a bus?
Yeah, she was actually.
No, honestly, that's a woman?
Yeah, apparently.
Born a woman.
I don't know if it was born one, but it is one now.
Is it possible that we ever do
owner.
A story where a woman looks like a woman?
Dude, chop off the hair. You're swearing that's a man, right?
Yes. No.
There's no way in hell that you don't think that's a right. That's a man, dude.
She is. I know I've said this phrasing before.
Can you go into Photoshop and bold that out? Just give me. I don't even need the ring around the head. I just bald it.
Yeah.
I know I've said this
If
regarding
that's
other
possible,
stories
Mickey. If not, don't worry about it.
we've had, but she is butt ugly. Or I mean, she's fucking hideous.
Well, she doesn't know that.
Well, she doesn't. Someone. Oh yeah, that would be awesome in a way to be blind. In that sense, it'd be nice to be blind. You would never care about what you look like.
Yeah.
Or what your partners look like.
The golden retriever is Figo, and his owner, Audrey Stone, were both struck by the small school bus. They keep pointing out how small the school bus is. We all know what that means, don't we?
Yes.
It was struck by this while crossing a street in New York. The dog stayed by Stone's side as emergency responders tended to the injured pair. Stone, who is legally blind, suffered a broken ankle, elbow, and ribs, as well as a head wound, still hospitalized. Figo underwent surgery and has a leg splint after suffering soft tissue injuries to his right front hand, as well as a fractured bone.
Front hand.
Yeah, his front hand got banged up. Look at that. Proves. The bus driver said he didn't see the pair crossing the road. That's exactly what she said.
Right.
I didn't see the bus coming either.
Crazy.
It's funny how that works. The driver was en route to the Childhood Learning Center with 2 kindergartners on board. Yeah. As the mini school bus approached Stone and Figo, who were headed home Monday, the dog threw himself in front of the nearest part of the vehicle that he could. He's amazing, and I'm not surprised because that's the way he is. That's what she said from her hospital bed about Figo. They say they love the animal and their partner. They love their partner, and he proved it.
I just can't get over her.
Figo's leg was cut down to the bone. Poor Figo. Photos from the crash show fur stuck under the bus's front wheel. The dog took a lot of the blow, and he did not want to leave her side. He stood right with her. He was there to save her.
Him?
They say. Yeah, Figo wasn't allowed in the ambulance and was taken to a vet in a fire vehicle. Oh, so they've got separate hospitals for him. Really? Does he have a different fountain too? Has he got a different water fountain that Figo's I got to use?
Jay, you don't even need to pull her hair off. If you really look, it just looks like a dude that has like an 80s style long haircut.
It's the glasses, right? If you put
That's the worst bald cap I've ever seen, Nick.
I don't know how to do it right. I don't.
No, but it's enough. You're right. It is horrible, but it's enough.
If you
that
squint and just ignore the hair.
Oh yeah,
it's
the manly features are uncanny.
All I can think about from these stories that we talk about is that there's a lot of ugly people out there.
Well,
just the run of the mill Joe Schmo.
It's not attractive at all.
I see what they're doing with this story, and I don't like it. I don't like being fed this. Like, I'm all for a hero poops, and it seems like there's a hero poops every day. But I think this poops and the blind lady were crossing the street, and a bus didn't see him and hit him. It's kind of what it sounds like. I don't know. It's not like he pushed her out of the way.
That's a great point.
He just kind of.
What did he see that she didn't, or what did he anticipate? Nothing. Why was he leading her across the road at that point anyway?
I was just gonna say
that son of a bitch screwed up.
He failed at his responsibilities that day. He took the day off. He took it for granted that everything was cool, and he almost got him killed.
Yeah,
and it cost him a broken bone.
He should have said, "Whoa!"
Yep.
Put up his arm. Put up his left hand to block Audrey from crossing. Whoa!
Yeah.
That short bus looks like it's coming in hot. Let's wait for it to pass. Yep. See, didn't even see us, and then we pass.
Here we go.
Instead, my man walks her right into danger.
Yeah, walked her right into it, and then he got clipped. He took one on the front hand, and she got clipped as well.
And of course, he's soaking it up. He doesn't correct the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Son of a bitch.
He's got his cool bandages on, and like I said, I'm all for a hero proof. I think everybody knows that.
Doesn't correct it. He's just eating it up. Yeah, I saved her.
And everybody's pointing to, oh, he's such a hero because after the accident, he didn't want to leave her side. Like, he was standing there with her.
My man was wrecked.
He
couldn't go anywhere. He was where he landed.
And he probably felt pretty shitty about doing such a lousy job helping this old bird cross the street. I mean,
you're right. You're right.
That's better, Mick. Look at that old man in the hospital. Look at that old man in the hospital.
Poor old man led into the busy street by his service dog.
It looks like a guy. It now 100% looks like a guy.
Bob. There's Bob.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like we got a round hole in a square peg situation.
Yeah.
Also, how blind like she's legally blind, but I wonder if that means like she literally can't see. Because why is she wearing glasses?
That's a fair question.
Where are my glasses?
It's a style thing. That's really hot now with seniors. Is that square,
Could
black rimmed glasses?
Dude, that's a fucking great question. Why the fuck is she wearing glasses?
They're not those black glasses where it's like, you know what I mean? Like they're really.
These aren't Ray Charles glasses.
No.
These are freaking spectacles, man.
Yeah.
This whole story smells like shit to
Yes,
me.
it is
Okay.
bullshit.
You've got a seeing woman being called blind. You got a fucking service dog who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. and
Yeah,
he's-
being called a hero.
it's
and not disputing the story, of course, just taking it all in. He doesn't need the credit. He doesn't need the credit.
And then
right.
we have a hot Carl Proops.
Oh no, Mike.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know. This is
Did it end badly?
well.
Mike, I gotta know.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it didn't end well for a couple people here. We got an elderly man and his dog.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they were found dead inside his dream sports car.
What kind of car?
It was a Vet 2007 Corvette. In the soaring heat, after it appeared that the electric doors and windows stopped working.
Come on, though. I mean, does his arms not work?
Remember the man and the woman who got
Yes.
stuck in the car?
Oh,
they had
yeah.
the brand new car and they didn't realize how to like open it from the inside.
Yeah.
Because what they leave their key fob or something? Or what was the story on that?
Yeah, that was really weird.
Well, they tried to pull the handle once, and a lot of those you got to pull it once to unlock it, twice to open it, and they tried it once and then never
And it just
tried
sat
it
there.
again. And then they tried to like kick the windows out. They tried to break the windows out. They sat there for like 13 hours in their own driveway.
Oh,
Those poor sons of bitches.
Does this guy's arms not? Where did he park the car?
In a there's the Proops. There's James.
not a very helpful Proops.
Yeah. Dang it, Poops. Looks exhausted already with the tongue hanging out of the face. Wow, he's got his Kitterman really matches his dog's blend.
Yeah. Oh God, what did he do?
Oh
He
no,
dyed him?
He painted his Proops blue and pink.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Yeah, boy.
James Rogers is
What a
his name.
homer this guy is. He has a Houston Astros. He had a Texas Longhorns and a Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Well, who might have said anything, I suppose.
I kind of like that pipe. Is that a pipe in his mouth? Is that
I'll be
corn
damned.
cob?
I'll be damned.
It's a Kitterman and a pipe. You're
Yeah.
right.
He's holding two Proops
Yeah.
that are dyed pink and blue.
That pipe does not have enough authority.
No, that's like a little weenie pipe. What's going
Yeah.
on with this guy?
I don't know. Something strange.
Also, as usual, can the people in the paper? We have digital cameras now. You know what I mean? You don't have a roll. You can take 1,000 pictures.
Get one
images.
with his eyes open.
Right? Can you
Yeah.
can you just get one where his eyes are open? Like you can sit there, you know. And
I think
snap.
the photographer cares more about the Proops than him.
Yeah.
Okay, this is his wife who probably dyed the Proops.
Yeah. You're probably
so she doesn't
right.
give a shit about whether his eyes are open. She's going, oh, look at him.
So
Yeah, probably.
he became locked inside his 07 Chevy Corvette after the car's battery cable became loose. Temperatures were at the time were about 92 degrees. There were footprints all over the inside of the vehicle, showing that the man desperately tried to escape. The loose battery cable that meant that even if he had honked the horn in the Waffle House parking lot where he was, no one would have been able to hear him. He was also unable to call for help because he'd left his phone in the restaurant.
Oh my God!
I mean,
what a-
it's just your time.
what a perfect storm.
It's your time. I mean, if the one day the cables come loose on the battery of your car and fucks you, happens to be the same day you leave your phone in the
But he's
restaurant,
still in the parking lot of a.
you would think a simple on
Right.
the window enough as people were walking by. I mean, how
Excuse
dead
me.
is this
Excuse me.
gentlemen? Can
Did
give
you
me
break out a
hand?
window for me? How about
dying
Proops? How about
here.
Proops does something? I don't know.
Yeah, bark something, draw some attention. A person finally noticed him in the vet, tried to break him out, but was unable to do so. The fire department were also unable to get the doors open, but managed to break in. Both Mr. Rogers and his dog Leah were pronounced
Mr.
dead.
Rogers? Did you not say his name earlier and I just didn't realize it? Or
Yeah, James Rogers.
Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers, that's righty. And Leah were both dead. Heat exhaustion was the cause of death.
Oh, really? Was
He's
it?
got 3 kids, 5 grandkids. Vets, by the way, they say do have an emergency handle on the floorboard to force open the doors if the electronics fail. But one expert said that very few people know it exists. But how hard is it to break out of the car?
Right.
I know those windows are harder than I've heard. I've heard before they're harder than you realize.
Can you get your hand off your dick?
Sorry.
It's been like the last 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now you're masturbating. Okay. Now we're into that kind of realm. You're no longer just itching what my burned skin on my dick. You're sitting there basically whacking off. Okay.
Sorry.
So sorry.
I'm not going to have it. Not in my eye view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to switch my seat
Look.
instead of changing
Look,
the
listen,
route.
Zot Ford and Holly, what a great segue, huh?
Yep.
Has everything you need, period. Yes, they have the all-new 2015 F-150, the all-new 2015 Mustang, the all-new 2015 Edge, and they even have a 2016 Explorer in their stock right now. Several of them, as a matter of fact. Yes, they have the hottest sales staff in Oakland County. Yes, they have all makes and models in their pre-owned department. So don't worry if you want something other than a Ford. Zot Ford can get you whatever vehicle you want or need. That's correct. They don't just sell Fords. They have Chevys, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and occasionally even stock some foreign whips. If it has 4 wheels and an engine, Zot Ford can help you buy it, and they can help you out right now. Check out their massive inventory and ridiculous deals at zotford.com. That's SZOTT.
Lego has caused some outrage.
How so?
Well, they
by placing them on floors while you're trying to walk around and having people inadvertently step on them.
That is really painful.
It
by
is.
the way. Have you had that happen lately?
Yes, not lately, but
they described one of their new characters as a window licker, and apparently that's all it took. The description is a highly offensive slur for people with disabilities. Who knew? I didn't even know this great disability slam was hanging out
We'd
there.
have been using that for the last year.
We've been using
Did you know about
mongoloid
this?
and retard. Yeah, why didn't you tell us?
No,
You
sorry.
window licker?
Yeah. No, I have never heard of window licker.
That's awesome.
Yeah, window licker. Isn't that great?
This is
Lego,
like a-
Lego is using that?
So
Yeah,
wait a minute. Is a story that now we all know about this term? Because it seems like
this is great news.
Right.
It's a turg. I've never heard of a turg, but the full description was turg looks like an experiment that's gone very, very wrong. Part frog, part chicken, part back of the bus window licker. This Mixel has the longest tongue of them all. And there's that little son of a bitch with his long tongue.
Cute little guy.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Just real quick, I just looked up that Corvette.
Yeah.
To get into it when the battery's dead, there's a keyhole behind the license plate, and you have to go in through the trunk.
Huh. Who would know that?
That's a weird situation.
Firefighters everywhere obviously take classes on this stuff.
Well,
Well, they said on the floorboard of the front of the car, there's something that would release it too.
That's possible too, yeah, I guess. But
Yeah.
that's what everything on the internet says. If you can't get into your 2006, 2007 Corvette, you need to go in through the trunk.
Wow.
That'd be a bitch.
Well, the back to the toy, the turg here. The description of the toy was changed on the website after it caused some outrage. Lorraine Bellamy, a spokesperson at Men Camp, who herself has a learning disability, said, "It is unacceptable." So caught my throat there. Hold on. It is unacceptable that a toy company like Lego have used a term that offends people with a disability such as this, especially as the toy is aimed at children. I am a learning I have a learning disability, and I know that it makes me feel different. Hate crime and bullying are a daily reality for many disabled people, and the use of this language like this only makes it worse. I want Lego to apologize and stop using this type of offensive language. Anil Mazzila, head of the communications at the Disability Charity Scope, added, "It's pretty shocking." God, I need some water. It's pretty shocking that Lego has used this outdated, outmoded, and offensive term
Outmoded. Yes.
word to market one of its toys. There's no doubt that many customers with disabled children will be appalled. Lego is a huge brand loved by millions of young people. We would ask Lego to remove this word from all marketing. In 2003, window licker was voted the third most offensive word that could be used relating to disability in a poll.
Third most?
Yeah, the BBC's Ouch
Is that the new
is a
number
website.
two
Was
and one?
retard and mongoloid number 1 and 2?
Well, I'm glad you asked because I went and looked up the BBC's Ouch thing and to find out what these words are in case there's other ones we're not aware of
Yeah.
that we could be using right now. Window licker is a great one. I love that. They did the top 9. Number 9 on their list.
9.
Coveted at number 9.
Number 9.
Move it up the charts with a bullet. Wheelchair bound.
That's okay.
I know. Number 8 is handicapped.
That's offensive.
Horribly offensive.
Isn't that what?
Suppose
a handicap? So should we not?
No,
handicap?
that is outmoded. You're not supposed to say that. It's like saying Oriental.
Yeah,
you have to say physically challenged or mentally challenged.
Why are they called
physically disabled?
Why aren't they called physically challenged parking spaces then?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. It's probably expensive to change all the signs. So like, fuck it. Just don't say it. You know what it is. Just don't say it.
Do they even read that anymore? Like, do they say it on there? It's just the
might
emblem,
just be
right?
the blue and white, the
Yeah.
famous blue and white. It's probably one of the most
wheelchair-bound person.
Yeah, one of the most recognizable logos. I mean, they really did a great marketing job with that. It's very recognizable. That logo.
Is it just a person in a wheelchair? Like, I can't in my mind picture
don't
what
know.
exactly it is. Everybody just kind of
think
sees
some
it
of
and
them,
moves on.
I think some of them still say handicap. Maybe the red and white ones.
Yes, dude. Look at the
Yeah.
wheelchair. There you go. The one in the upper left is.
I guess none of
tried
these
and
say
true.
it.
Handicap parking.
Oh, one does.
Wheelchair parking only. Reserved parking.
Reserved for window lickers. Mongoloids only.
Yeah.
What's going on in this one?
The guy's hauling
yeah,
balls. That's for a special Olympian.
I like.
Well, that's supposed to
Special
show
Olympian
that,
parking only.
while they may be disabled in some ways, they're still very vital, right?
and mobile.
They're still
Yes.
regular human beings, just like you and me.
Right.
With
So
feelings.
handicapped, cripple. Number 7 on the list is cripple. They don't like cripple at all.
Cripple.
Number 6
Look
is
at the cripple over there.
brave.
Look at that.
Brave.
Look at that fucking brave over there.
That's got to be an English thing, right? Because we've never heard
Maybe.
of that.
Or unless it's that you're suggesting that they're brave by continuing on. Or
Maybe.
being brave.
I don't know. A special.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't make the list. Don't take it out on me. I didn't make the list.
Who's people? Look at that
Is
special.
Tard on there? Is Tard on there?
We'll see.
It is.
Number 4 is Mong. Fucking you Mong window licker.
I can just see the English, fucking Mong.
Fucking look at this
Look
Mong.
at that fucking Mong.
Goddamn fucking Mong window licker.
Get the fuck out of here, you Mong.
Coming in at number 3 is the famous window licker.
Okay.
Can we make that the red phrase tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Number 2 is spastic. And coming in at number 1, Jay called it all along. Retard.
So Mongoloid is so outmoded that it didn't even make the top 10. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Outmoded.
It literally was like 100 years ago.
Was it Cumberbatch who threw out outmoded?
Outmoded
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great term. Did you guys ever watch? I know you didn't, Jay, but the Foo Fighters Sonic Highways.
I watched some. I watched I don't remember how many specials there were, but I watched about 4 of them. I never finished them for whatever.
So good. Did you like them?
Yeah, I don't know why I never watched all of them, but I watched like about 4 of them.
Yeah, I think there were 8 of them total. Do you know the what that was, Jay?
Didn't they travel around and like kind of do like an expose on the city and the music history, and then they played there?
Yeah, they would go to a famous location. I think they went to Austin. They went to New York,
New Orleans.
Chicago, New Orleans, Los Angeles. They went to a bunch of different cities, and in each city they would stay for a period of time, a week, and they would go to a famous studio where, oh, this famous album was recorded in this
Right.
studio. These famous albums were recorded here. They would set up, record there, but Dave Grohl would go around and interview like old legends that recorded there, engineers, band members, and kind of get the vibe for the city. And then he would write a song about it. And then they would, at the end of the episode, they would perform this song in this studio. And it became an album, an 8-song album, Sonic Highways. It was really good. If you haven't seen it, HBO did it. You can probably watch it on the net.
That's a lot of pressure. Like you'd be like, I'm just not feeling New Orleans,
Yeah.
Can't come up with a good song.
Well, Dave Grohl is rather
he's
amazing.
spectacular.
And he's I really like that show. Well, he confirmed there's going to be a new season.
Wow.
Of Sonic Highways. They're going to do it again.
Got to go to Detroit, right?
Well, yeah, you would think he was over in Europe when he someone obviously just asked him in an interview, and he said he was speaking to NME and said the second season might or might not be international. It might be in England. It might be in England and other places. Let's see. The great thing about the idea, the concept of the project is that it can be anywhere because every city has some sort of musical history. But I don't know. Of all the places in the world, England just seems like it would be shooting fish in a barrel. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, how if he does do stuff in America, you would think they would have to go to Detroit, even if it's
you think that would have
Motown
made the first cut.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. It'd be hard to argue with the cities that they did do, though.
Okay.
Austin, maybe. Well, even Austin is pretty big, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, though. Be cool. What do we got for email, Jay? Why don't we?
We do have some
a
email.
shorter one today.
We do have some email.
What do we got?
Eric writes in.
Damn it, Derek.
No, not that Derek. Different Derek. Dear King Pooh's hater, Officer Walters, and the 32-year-old Stinksing basement dweller. I'm a longtime listener going back to Drew and Mike and all the way through every episode of the Detroit Cast, and now a first-time writer to the show. I felt compelled to respond to Jay's clear dislike of the Poohs.
Oh, no.
My wife and I have a 9-month-old Old English sheepdog named Clifford, who in many people's eyes is one of the cutest dogs they've ever seen. I've attached a few images of said sheepdog so you can judge for yourself. Hopefully this helps turn around your general opinion of the Poohs.
Let's see.
Look at that proofs.
You know what he kind of reminds me of is somebody posted some story about
proofs.
the rage in Japan lately of cutting dogs' hair into cubes. Did you see that? Those pictures?
No.
I don't know
You
what
could do that with him.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Look at
It's a
that
fucking
proofs.
perfect cube, the feature image in this story.
I'm a
that
good
I'm thinking
boy.
of.
I'm a good boy. He's very cute. By the way, I'll have you know, Jay, I went out today and I took the Proops with me. I didn't put the Proops' seatbelt on her. So
Uh-oh.
Beth is not happy with me right now. Oh my
Look at
God.
that square-headed
Look
Proops.
at these Proops with square-headed.
That's the one. That's the one, because not only did you get the head, you get the snout.
Look at it.
That's
Proops.
awesome.
See, Proops can't do that. Proops won't grow her hair long, ever.
Look at that, Proops.
Look at these cubed Proops. Oh, no.
My God, the artistry.
But anyway, I went out with the Poops today, and driving down the road, Jay, I hit a red light, and some lady pulled up next to me and rolled down her window and went, "That dog is so cute."
Oh.
And then I got to the store and pulled in, and a lady and her daughter were walking into the store, and they stopped in their tracks and came back to the car and were
See,
like,
they're conditioned.
"Look at his Proops! Look at his
They're
Proops!" And they loved
conditioned
her.
to do this.
Yeah,
These
he's
are
right. I
the
was
sheep
gonna
of
say that.
society.
Right.
Oh, you have a dog. How cute.
No, well, I'm just saying,
agree.
I got stopped at a red light today.
It's like, oh, there's
And at a
Cameron
store.
Diaz. How hot. Same thing.
I do agree on that. I'm not saying whether Proops is cute or not, but I agree with Jay. They just see a dog and they just go, "Oh, we're gonna stop and say your
You're not
dog's
going to give
fucking
her
ugly."
anything. Did anyone stop you guys
No,
on the road
it
today?
does
and say
sound
you're
like
cute?
they went out of their way.
They
So
did.
There
They
must
did.
be something to it. Pooh's hating aside, my wife and I recently moved out to Commerce Township. I commute to
Uh-oh.
Dearborn every day for work. Ugh, it's gotta be
Commerce.
shitty. The length of your show is perfect as it covers my commutes both to and from work. Keep up the great work, and I hope to get out to one of Eric's comedy shows soon. Good day, sir. I said good day.
I wonder where in Commerce. He's right in my neck of the woods.
Yeah,
You might see it.
yeah. Watch out
See
for
you running
Big E.
around.
Too bad he's not wearing his pink hat anymore.
Yeah.
I know. Damn it.
Easier.
Sorry.
Joe writes in, gentlemen, while listening to Wednesday's episode, I couldn't help but chuckle as Walters recalled his former Poohs having to wear diapers. What a
Yeah.
fucking nightmare. My husky Maisie went into heat a week before her Pooh's surgery. That would have eliminated said heat. I refused to go out and waste money on doggy diapers, so we did the next logical thing. Using my MacGyver instincts, I slapped a pair of my son's old superhero underoos on her. I've attached an image of Maisie in all her glory. Good day, sir. I said good day. Look at Maisie. in all
Oh,
her glory.
no. How embarrassed for Maisie. Look
She's
at
wearing
Maisie
underoos.
Panties.
Underoos
Look
of
at
all
that
things.
big bushy tail hanging out the back.
Don't want doggy vaggy.
Did you know before I said that dogs did that they'd get their,
Dude, until I met Margaret running around in diapers, I didn't even think of that.
I
that
didn't
could
either.
happen.
I didn't either. It happens if you don't get them fixed by a certain age. If you wait an extra
Oh, okay.
week or something, then they can
Ugh.
get that. I know.
Ugh.
So
Why'd you wait,
Maggie.
dude?
I don't remember what the story was. Maybe she got her period early or something.
Ugh.
I don't know, because my mom would have gotten her fixed right away.
It's so gross.
Yeah.
Did it get on anything? Like,
I don't remember, but man, she was bleeding from her box.
God, shut up.
Had to wear a diaper.
So who handled this? Your mom,
Of
obviously.
course, yeah. What do you think? I was going to handle it?
I got this, Mom.
Yeah. Leave this one to me. I've got it.
Well, that's a female problem. So
Like to help out around the house. You know me, Mom.
Yeah.
I got this. Bigger E writes in, Mr. Gab, Mr. Beth, he actually said Beth, Mr. Beth, and Mr. Hand. Once again, Mike touted the fact that he's getting it 5 times a day, which results in a low fluid pressure situation. There seems to be one major hole in his story, however. He often mentions that the reason for the poos being at the studio is because Beth is a nurse and has a very demanding work schedule. He has even gone so far as to say he does not get to see her every day. So if he
True.
gets it 5 times a day, who's filling in for Beth when she can't be there? Is it K-Dog? Watching the YouTube feed, Beth and K-Dog are darn near twins. Well, they have the same haircut at least. Perhaps it's the poor poos. That would explain the constant licking of the vag during the show. So what say you, Mr. Walters?
That's a
Who
good
fills
point.
in while Beth is off saving lives?
Well, we don't hook up those days.
But if it's 5 times a day,
4 or 5 times a day, I think it was.
On the days when I
70.
run a little low on fluids. That's all I was saying. So if it's twice a week that I run a little low on fluids.
So when he does get it, he gets it in bushels.
Yeah. Comes in loads.
bushels.
Sean writes in, I just had to say that episode 359 had to be one of the funniest by far. The peeling of the onion with Eric had me laughing out loud. We need more of the young life of Eric. Too funny. Bye. BUI, Sean.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I was wondering how that show would be received.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really was.
Brian writes
Well,
in.
according to one person, it was good. So
Yeah.
it's
No, I listened back to part of
No,
it
I
and I
know.
was laughing out loud hearing you talk. Huh.
I thought it was really funny. I did the farting at the beginning. That was.
You didn't like that?
Well, it kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Wow, that was a good. Thanks for that.
Set a different tone, right?
Yeah, we came at yesterday's show from a completely different angle.
Which
What
I got-
happens? What are you
I
gonna do?
don't think have we ever like I guess you played that one fart that sounded symphonic,
Yeah.
but
Never
we've
really
never
done
really
farts.
like had a fart.
Oh, which by the way, I
Uh,
got 5 more again today.
Yeah.
I think it was
I was
5.
having a rough day. It was a rough day. What do you want?
What's been going on, man? What have you been eating?
I don't know. I don't know what I
Is it
did.
because you've been working out?
Maybe. Let's see. What did E get today?
I don't respond to them, by the way. I just let them,
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
Here's what E got today.
I don't know what to say. Like,
Like when I get these,
hold on, that was like the start of them.
I think Mickey was actually there today when I got one of these.
Really?
Yes, I think he was standing
Play the
next to
first
me.
one again. It's very. That's like dun, dun, dun. That's symphonic in nature.
This one's gonna be good.
Holy
You heard that
shit!
too?
Fuck yeah! Do it again.
Wow.
Did you intentionally do that?
No. Dun, 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 dun.
Absolutely.
What is that song?
I don't know. That's what that's what the Sweet Pies first grade teacher does, though, to get all their attention.
She
all the
farts at
kids,
them?
no, all the kids will be
Oh.
doing shit, and he'll go, dun, 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 and all the kids go, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun. So the teacher goes,
It's
Exactly.
Shave and a haircut 2 bits, in case you guys are wondering what that is. Shave
Oh, okay.
and a haircut
2 bits.
Really?
Let's
I've never.
see. Shaving a haircut, 2 bits.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then he got these close out the day.
Trumpeter.
What was that?
It's sort of asking a question itself, isn't it? Oh,
What are you doing?
Yeah, you're right. If I had
there's
really,
an inquiry there.
if I had listened to that one, actually, I didn't listen to them all. If I'd listened to that one, I could see me going back. I don't know. What are you doing? What are you up to?
And then we wrapped it up the day's events with.
How are you not laughing during the?
Dude, I am. I have to stop it immediately because I start laughing. That might be my best one ever, though.
Totally. Holy shit. That was totally unintentional.
Totally.
Wow.
Last time.
It absolutely is that song, by the way. There's not even a question.
Oh my god. So Brian writes in, "What's up, fucks? Fart humor? Is that where the show has gone?" Anyway,
Oh,
I've decided I can't listen to your show anymore, not at lunch anyway. I typically work alone from home while most of my neighbors are at work, and for whatever reason, I typically catch a portion of the show during lunch. So let's say I'm home alone with no one around to help, and let's say I fucking choke on my food laughing because Tubby records a series of progressively more hilarious farts. Well, I'm dead as a doornail, so I'm sorry. Like jogging, I find this activity too risky. I won't be listening to your stupid show at lunch anymore. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Brian.
Yeah, and we can't afford to lose listeners, so
No.
yeah, you're forbidden from listening during lunch. Is that it?
Yeah, we'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get you out of here. Let's all get out of here. We'll call it there. Thanks everybody for hanging on a Thursday. We'll do it again tomorrow for an all new Friday edition of the Detroit Cast.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God.